20 years of Jonas, living the dream tour, performing Nick Solo and the administration, Joe and DNCE, and the Jonas Brothers. Get tickets now at HighVTix.com.
Spring has sprung in the great state of Iowa, and if you've been thinking about getting outdoors with your family during the best time of year, we want to help you here at Plaza RV. We are a locally owned RV dealer in Bondurant who cares about our customers before, during, and most importantly, after your purchase. Give us a chance. We will treat you like family. Buy local. Buy from Plaza RV.
Join us for the Murph and Andy Patio Tour every Friday, continuing next week at Confluence Brewing Company on Thomas Beck Road in Des Moines. Good things come together at Confluence, like Murph and Andy, Friday afternoon, an awesome patio, and the best beer in the city. It starts at 1 next Friday at the Confluence Brewing Tap Room with Murph and Andy and Iowa Everywhere.
Attention all campers.
Keith Murphy.
What I do have are a very particular set of skills I've acquired over a very long career.
Andy Fales.
I'm telling you straight, it's my way or the highway.
Powered by AD.
Just a bit outside.
Murph and Andy. Proudly presented by Ramsey Subaru, live and on demand across Iowa Everywhere from the Channel Seed Studios. Murph and Andy, connected by cellular advantage.
Dreams come true. Andy, how long have you wanted to have a patio tour in beautiful weather? It's been at least 10 years.
This is how we pictured it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there was no guarantee it was going to work out like this, but this is a perfect 10 of a day.
This is a 10.
It is
Take this every day.
72, 73. It's like warm room temperature and no clouds, and it's Friday.
Yes, we've got it all going here.
The
We're at
trifecta.
Grimaldi's on the patio, district at Prairie Trail, and you order a large pizza, get a beer with that thrown in. I think it's on Andy's tab.
Yeah, we want you to come over and clink glasses with us. So if you do that, we want to see everybody here that came out for this. This is going to be fun. We, as you said, we always talked about wanting to do this. We're like, wouldn't it be great if we just took the show out on a bunch of patios during May and June? I feel like we said that pretty loudly around a bunch of people that could have made that happen in the past, and that
it didn't.
It didn't. So, but now we can make it happen on our own. So, we're delighted to do this. Now, I will say, guys, this is a bit of a torture chamber for us. I am surrounded by the
good-looking people.
The good-looking people. And the sights and smells of pizza.
Oh, that's what you mean.
I am so hungry right now, and I may end up eating my shoe before the end of the show.
I haven't eaten lunch.
But there's no good way, especially now when we have cameras. There's no good way to just sit there and eat pizza while doing the show. We used to do that during commercial breaks. We don't have those anymore.
And the commercial breaks were so long that you could eat like a foot-long sub.
And we did from time to time.
Worse to watch somebody eat or listen to somebody eat? Like if you're tuning into this show, would you rather hear that?
Starting out with a tough one.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I think it's probably listen to somebody eat.
Yeah, I think the smacking is worse.
Yeah, and some people eat weird. Like my brother's jaw pops.
Oh, Mark Freund, his jaw pops when he would eat.
You noticed that?
Oh gosh, yes, I noticed it. And he'd have the headsets on, so he went.
Yeah, my brother will eat and he'll be like, Why is your jaw doing that? How can you stand that?
What's wrong with you?
Done it his entire life.
Poor guy. Yeah, and then you have the open mouth eater.
Oh, yeah, the food mouth. Yeah, and they talk. And then you're just like, oh, man.
Oh, yeah, Jenny will catch me once in a while, and she'll be like, will you please close your mouth? I said, I'm sorry, I was in the zone.
I mean, my mother, that sets off her alarm bells more than any other breach in manners. Like,
and she's probably watching.
Chewing with your mouth open, talking with your mouth full. Oh, my God. Yeah, you can't do that. But, also the other tough thing is watching people eat delicious food when you're really, really hungry. But we'll be okay.
Yeah, we'll be fine. AD, are you mic'd up too?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Look at Andrew
absolutely.
down
Andrew's with us right here.
over there. He said, I see you had a new Iowa Everywhere hat.
I do. Andrew
That's
set
good.
me
I
up
like
with
that.
I do too.
I
Yeah.
already handed him money and said I'd like one.
Yep.
But he said,
Yeah,
I
you
can't
just
wear
wa-
it at
you-
the same time as you.
Yeah, and then it looks like we're in a
I handed
club.
him cash. That was cold cash.
It was. I appreciate it.
Turns out AKC Marketing takes cash.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
some people don't.
He'll get the cash to them.
I will. Yeah, exactly. It'll go through some channels.
Since I handed him the cash, he's had 3 beers, though. So I'm a little suspicious.
Oh man, I'm looking forward to this. I think we're supposed to have just a really beautiful weekend.
It looks
also,
great,
it's Mother's Day. This is about perfect. This is what we've earned this. Making it through Iowa winter and early spring. This is for us.
But you do appreciate it when you make it through. Did everybody tell Sipker we're at the Grimaldi's in West Des Moines?
Yes.
We all agreed
Yes.
to do that
We told him
because we know
over and over again.
Grimaldi's West Des Moines.
He's
But we're
probably
in
there
Ankeny,
right now.
by the way, if you're watching. We're in Ankeny, if you can still break away. I feel like this is a day, by now, just call it off. Nothing productive's getting done.
No, I mean
We're not being productive, and we're working.
Yeah. Who you fooling? Even if you can look around and you see people in their cubicles, they're not doing any work right now.
No, they're looking for another job.
They're fooling around. They're watching YouTube, and so let them off. Let them join us out here. There are a few seats still available with us here on the patio here, but there is a good crowd of people that have told us that they came to be here around the show. This nice table of gentlemen here to our left. They housed an entire pizza.
Oh.
That pizza was full. Like 5 minutes ago, it's gone.
All right. Yeah. Well, good. Hope they got your free beer, Andy. We have a new Pope, Pope Leo.
That was a hard turn.
Well, that's my dad's name.
Yeah,
I was thinking about blessing the lunch.
I thought that was the first thing I thought of because they picked their names.
Yeah.
His real name is what? Like Bob Prevost?
They call him Bob.
Father
Yeah.
Bob.
Father Bob.
Father Bob.
You got to get more formal from here on out with him.
Although Leo, and I'm surprised there's been so many
This is
Leos.
Leo 14.
14th?
Yeah, Leo the 14th. My dad was named after all the Leo popes.
You forget how long
Which
they've
one?
been doing
11?
Yeah.
You don't want to be named after 12.
he was?
That guy was a.
Yeah, he was because he
When's
had
the
a
last
Catholic
time
family.
when's the last time they had a Pope Leo? How
I
long
don't
has it been? I don't feel like it's been in my lifetime.
I don't know. I haven't been active on my Pope research, but
This is
I
proof.
should know.
This is proof that they've been doing this Pope thing for a while.
long time.
I mean, because you can't remember another Pope Leo, and yet there's been 14 of them now, or 13.
I grew up being an altar boy, and it still surprises me like how big a deal it is worldwide. Like that was, I mean, NBC sent their entire show to the Vatican.
1.4 billion people.
Well, that's a lot of
Catholic
people. Yeah,
in the world.
I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not good at math, but that's a lot of people.
And yeah, all these like 72 different countries represented in among the Cardinals. What is it? The College of Cardinals, the University of Cardinals.
It used to be the college.
Yeah, but then they
like
added
Grandview.
programs.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's they're everywhere. They're Catholics all over the place. I grew up with a whole bunch of Catholics all around, and you'd think that. Yeah, and they went to a bunch of them went to Catholic schools. St. Louis, as you would imagine, is such a Catholic city, and their parents would send them to Catholic schools, probably under the delusion that they behave better.
Oh yeah,
Because of the nuns and stuff.
that's what I think.
That nothing could be further from the truth. They were like the wildest kids.
Oh yeah. So when they're slow dancing, they didn't leave room for the Holy Spirit.
They might have done that, but I mean, I don't know. Afterwards, out in the parking lot, things got wild.
Yeah. Oh man. So Pope Leo the 14th, first American Pope.
Yeah, look at this.
Here he is when he comes out. That's a big ovation. This is like Ed Wilson on RVTV.
Apparently, the Italians weren't real high on this. They wanted an Italian Pope.
Well, I get that, didn't it? And one had like pizza in his name.
Yeah.
One of the candidates had
It was like Pizza Baller.
yeah. It's like
Yeah.
Cardinal pizza
Cardinal
baller.
pepperoni or something.
Oh, it was the actual word pizza in his name.
Really?
Yeah, and he was, I think, a good, strong candidate from what I could tell from the analysis from Mel Kiper. He was like, they thought he might go first.
They had Vatican City Mel Kuypers all over the world. I mean, in every language.
Doing
These
analysis?
Guys, breaking it down, who's got the best chance. They had Vegas odds. I mean, they did the whole spiel.
I did see they picked a pope in 2 days, took Shedeur Sanders 3 days. So there was a lot of that kind of stuff going around.
I like the graphic for today's show. Does that have the Pope and Anthony Edwards?
Yes,
at the same time?
Unlikely pairing, really.
Actually, I think they belong together.
Pope's a sports fan.
Well, that and the Vatican not real big on birth control. Right? Absolutely.
I should have seen that coming.
Yeah. I mean, Anthony Edwards, pretty clear.
Yeah.
That he is not wrapping anything up, at least not some of the time.
He's on a version of calendar method.
Yeah, right. He is.
If it's a day of the week, he's game.
Seed. Damn.
Yeah. All right. So the first American, so he's from Chicago. Mm-hmm. This immediately
Very
causes,
Catholic city.
Yeah, it causes somewhat of a controversy because you see here Wrigley Field immediately. He's a Cubs fan.
He's not a Cubs fan.
They put it up on the.
Yeah, they thought that.
The famous Wrigley Field red scoreboard. He's a Cubs fan. So this starts to be a little bit of a controversy. Is he a Cubs fan? Because word was he grew up on the South Side. Mm-hmm. Southsiders aren't Cubs fans. So WGN sends a reporter to talk to his brother, and his brother, Robert. Now, how could he be Robert? They're both
Did
Bob.
we get the Pope's name wrong?
They can't both be.
Well,
he's Leo now.
It's Leo.
So they can both be Robert.
Yeah, they're Bob the First and Bob the Second in the family. Apparently.
John is the brother. John. Robert is the Pope.
Yeah,
John is the brother.
Robert was Robert. Now it's Leo. John talked to WGN and set the record straight.
He was never, ever a Cubs fan, so I don't know where that came from. He was always a Sox fan. Our mother was a Cubs fan. I don't know, maybe that clued in there. And our dad was a Cardinals fan, so I don't know where that all came from.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
We got one of them a Cardinal fan, one of them a fan of the team on the north side. He split the difference, one on the south side.
The dad became a fan of one particular Cardinal. Before he...
Cardinal Bob.
Yeah, Cardinal Bob. Yeah. So
all in on Cardinal Bob.
So they had one of those mixed fan marriages, a Cubs fan and a Cardinals fan.
Got like a bi team marriage.
I don't know. Call it. I don't want to label it.
Bi loyalty. Yeah.
And bi loyalty, sure. And then
That's
have
hard
White
to
Sox
do.
kids.
That happens. Yeah. Cubs fan marries Cardinal fan. They don't ever really get along.
Now, AD paid attention to all these Pope memes that came out because, of course. And all right, we have the Pope Leo the 14th. Here, let me give you
the bobblehead.
Yeah, they got the bobblehead.
Bobblehead with does the Pope wear a funny hat? Also, somebody suggested the ice cream and a Pope hat. That I don't think that's
Turn it
actually
upside down.
happening.
No.
I don't. That seems that it could be controversial.
The Pope
with the Bears
Those
fans.
are great.
Yeah, that's a good one. And AD, do you think this will help the Bears?
I mean, I don't know how it could hurt.
Right? Yeah, how can it hurt?
Like he's Pope's from Chicago 1, Pope's from Green Bay 0. So we've already got the lead in that race.
Pope's from Big 10 1.
Yeah.
Pope's from Big 12 0.
Suck it, Iowa State. He's already blessing Caleb Williams. For
I don't think this is a real photo.
Are you sure?
I don't think it is.
I don't know.
No, that seems too fast to bring the Bears quarterback.
He's probably a
in for
Notre Dame
blessing.
fan, though, right? I mean, all the Catholics in Chicago are.
He's a Villanova fan.
Oh yeah, he went to Villanova.
He graduated
but
from Villanova.
Villanova football.
Does Villanova have a football team?
I don't.
Does Villanova have a football team?
know.
Matty Van Wakes.
I mean, they would have to play like on
do?
the pavement in downtown Philadelphia.
I didn't know they had a football team.
They do. They
okay.
do.
Well, who do they play? And how are they not on Iowa's schedule?
And then the Coastal Athletic Association, the CAA.
The CAA. Boy, does that not sound like a non-conference game that Iowa and Iowa State would both be interested in playing?
I was playing Villanova. Oh, man, that sounds great. Oh, in football.
I didn't know Villanova had a team. Exactly. That's why we're bringing them in.
So uniforms and everything.
Yeah. Quickie polls from WCI Pools and Spas in Ames and Urbandale. And AD, what do we have?
Got a little.
Yeah, get a little
Ambiance. Of these sports-related interests,
yep.
Which is most interesting about the new Pope? That he is a White Sox fan, that he's not a Cubs fan, that he's a Villanova basketball fan, or that he's probably a Bears fan. I don't think we've got an official word, but he's probably a Bears fan.
He's a Bears fan. He grew up in Chicago. I'm sure he's a Bears fan because he's a sports fan. AD, is that your choice?
Yeah,
probably
absolutely.
a Bears fan?
Probably a Bears fan. That's huge for the Bears.
Yeah.
Especially right now with Caleb Williams coming in. It feels like things are on the rise. You throw a Pope in there. Everything's coming up Bears right now.
I think it's most interesting that he's a hardcore Villanova basketball fan. Like he has tweeted or whatever you call it.
Well, if he
now,
went to
posted.
Villanova.
Yeah, but he's into basketball. Big time.
I think it's that he's not a Cubs fan that he's not afraid to say it, too, because he's the Pope. Like, what are you going to do to him? I mean, really? What are they going to say? You can, if you are the Pope or you're like his brother, you can be as honest as you want to be. And there ain't going to be any repercussions. What are they going to do? You know what? I'm not a Cubs fan. Ooh, you really want to say that? That might not go over too well. Oh, really? Well, yeah. I'm the Pope.
Well, I speak to God, literally.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I have a direct line.
Yeah.
I like how fast the answer came, too. What? No. No. That's what happens, though.
Yeah.
In Chicago. Boy, you mistake somebody, a fan of one team or the other. I mean, really, though, the White Sox fans, they get really pissed if you just assume that because they're from Chicago, they're a Cub fan.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they can't wait to bat that down.
And
with authority.
WGN all over this, like, there's a new Pope and he's the first American Pope. Let's find out if he's White Sox or Cubs. Let's get right on that.
What is he like on his hot dog?
Yeah. I mean, there's all these pictures. Mike Draper down at Ray Gunn just had a field day. It was so funny. Deep dish pizza, Malort everywhere. Malort and Savior. Did you see that over and over again? Malort and Savior.
Malort instead of wine.
Yeah. Malort and Savior. It's already on a T-shirt. I know he's got it already.
Oh, my goodness. All right. Guest House Tavern and Oyster in West Des Moines sets the table for sports and more today, including Belichick's booted, Iowa fans called toxic, and who's the a-hole? It's all coming up from Guest House Tavern, Northwoods-inspired Midwestern hospitality, right now high or low since the last show.
Presented by Wealth Charter Retirement Planning and Tax.
Tim Hawkins actually came over to join us for lunch at Grimaldi's. I was talking to him earlier today. They are still looking for somebody to help them with their client services there at Wealth Charter.
What if he signs somebody up while he's here, eating pizza and having a beer?
He says he's gotten a number of referrals,
Good.
so that's going pretty well. And just also says if this is the time to talk to him about how to maximize your tax situation, do it now, like, ahead of the rush next year. Put yourself in really, really good position there by checking out Wealth Charter Retirement Planning and Tax. It's so easy to
fall in love.
Fall in love. Make me happy. My wife sends me a picture last night of two tired dogs as they went out to walk and play.
Oh, I know this look.
That is such a you as a dog owner, the best thing, so you love your dog and you get a dog so you have somebody to play with, but like the best sight of your dog is that dog just crashed out somewhere, right? Just dead asleep, not eating anything off the table, not taking a whiz on the carpet.
Yeah.
Just passed out. Both these guys. Look at Leo, or not Leo, Lewis and Bernard.
You got the Pope on the mind.
Pope and Lewis.
Looks like Bernard just had dinner. But just crashed out. I love that. Those pictures make me smile every time.
When our dogs have been walked,
behaving,
the older one, Tina, we'll have to check to make sure she's breathing.
Do you take her for a walk or do you put her in like a wagon? Pull her?
No, she can still go for a walk. Now she's
sometimes they wear them out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's more at this point.
Yeah.
It's almost like a pimp walk. I mean, she's got the shoulders rolling. And
Kid Rock strolling onto the stage at Lollapalooza there.
Yeah.
Just ripping a joint in the parking lot.
Well, yeah, no joints, but their joints are like sore at this point.
Yeah.
It's a different joint we're worried about. That is awesome. All right, I'm going high, and it's I think it's a story you know, Andy, but it takes me back, and it was a really nice thing to do. So Kelderman, who is a sponsor here on Iowa Everywhere and has the bigger, better Boulder.
His name is Brad, too. He's got a first name, right?
Jeff.
Jeff? Oh, that was Brad.
Gee, you're...
Where did I get that? I think
It's his brother.
Okay, so anyway, like I said, his name is Kelderman.
Yeah, so Kelderman. Just keep it at Kelderman. Kelderman Manufacturing. Bigger, better, Boulder. So,
you sure it's not Brad?
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, so Kelderman, I'm sitting in the edit bay. This is, what's today? Today's Friday. So this is Wednesday. I'm sitting in the edit bay, and I get a FaceTime comes into my phone. It rings, and I pick the phone up, and I look at it, and on the phone is Herschel Walker. And I had told Kelderman that I had one of the things I've tried to do in my thank you and apology tour of life the past 30 or 40 years. I have always wanted to thank Herschel Walker for doing me a kindness on my first job. Because Herschel Walker was by far the biggest star in the state of Georgia. And I was in little tiny Valdosta. He had won the Heisman Trophy. He's the greatest college football player I've ever seen. He was that good. And he was coming down. I did the Mike Cavan show, which is the Valdosta State Blazers head coach, as I'm sure all of you know. So I did the Mike Cavan show, and Mike Cavan said, how would you like an exclusive interview with Herschel Walker? Well, there's no bigger interview you can get in the state of Georgia. So I'm like, yeah. And I think it was like at a higher octave probably at that time. Yeah, I would love to talk to Herschel Walker. So Herschel comes down.
It was more nasally back then. It was kind of chipmunkish.
I would love to talk to Herschel Walker. So Herschel comes in, and he's coming to talk to the Blazers as a favor to Mike Cavan, who was his coach his first couple of years at Georgia. He comes in, finishes the interview. I'm there on campus. I'm a one-man band, as you would expect in a small ABC station in a place like Valdosta. So I'm over there, and I do this interview. It's about 15 minutes long, and it's a big deal for me, for our station. I get back to the station, and I have shot out of sequence. When I thought I was on, I was off, and when I thought I was off, I was on.
Double clicked.
Yep. I had my like a shot of my shoes when I thought I was interviewing Herschel Walker.
Jeez.
So I'm near tears.
I don't think I've heard this story before.
I'm panicking. I'm like, oh my, this is the biggest interview. And you're not rational, especially when you're young. I feel like I've blown it. My career's over. Everything's coming to an end. So I get in the station's crappy pickup truck, which is like 20 years old. I throw my equipment in the back, and I just take off for the Valdosta airport, where he'd flown in on a private plane from one of the Georgia boosters. And I can see the plane on the tarmac, and it's small enough where I get out of the truck, and I just run toward the plane. And they stop.
You would have been shot now.
Oh, yeah. These are different times.
He's got a bomb.
These are the 80s. Yeah. So
you were running at the plane?
Yeah, on foot.
With all your gear?
No, not the gear yet. I'm just
trying
on
to
foot.
catch it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to catch it. And this is the one time I can catch Herschel Walker, because
he's just sitting there on the plane.
He's a world-class sprinter, in addition to being so big he could run you over.
He ran track for Georgia,
too.
It
was great. So they see me, they stop, and Herschel recognizes me, so they don't feel any threat here. And I explain what happened. And Herschel Walker gets off the airplane, comes over to the truck, and redoes the interview with me. It was a kindness. He didn't have to do it.
So nice.
It did nothing for him, and it did everything for me. It was a big deal.
Saved your ass.
Saved my ass. Yeah. And since then, through social media, a couple of times I've reached out to his agent. Over the years, I have just wanted to say thank you for doing me a kindness you didn't have to do. And it's something I've wanted to do. So when Kelderman was with Herschel on some bike ride, he called me and I told Herschel, or we relived the story.
It'd be a motorcycle.
Motorcycle,
Right,
yeah.
okay,
Not like cycling.
right,
Yeah, you're not going to catch Kelderman.
Yeah, I don't see him
wearing like biker shorts or something. No. So Herschel, we had a nice conversation. He said he recalled it. He might have, because this is so unique. And he was really appreciative of the thank you. And that is my high, because I've always wanted to say, thanks, Herschel.
That beats my picture of the dogs. That's a good one.
It is.
Yeah, that's bigger, better, and bolder. Now let's get the buzz.
The Buzz. Brought to you by Logier Heating and Cooling.
Well, Pablo Torre had an interesting report today. It's an entire podcast breaking down the Jordan Hudson-Bill Belichick relationship. And out of this report, with multiple sources in North Carolina football, Pablo said that Bill Belichick's girlfriend, Jordan Hudson, has been banned from the North Carolina football facilities. Also in the report, just various details about the commercial shoot with Duncan that she, I guess, shoehorned her way into, and then that she also had this idea for a second story that they pretended to shoot with their cameras but didn't actually do. You know, like you at a high school football game when the fans like, put me on camera, put me on. You fake it and act like you've done that, Andy. I know you've done that. So she came out in a yellow polka dot bikini, and she's like, her idea for this commercial
Bitsy Teeny Weeny?
Probably, based on some of what I've seen her wear, I'd say yes. I'd guess yes. So she, her idea is that she gets his attention in this bikini, but they just pretend to shoot it. There's details in this. You know about the CBS interview disaster. She was 19 when she met Belichick, who was 68 at the time. So there's all this. But after this report hits today, North Carolina puts out a statement that she has not been banned from the football facilities and that she can continue. She's not an employee of North Carolina, but she can continue to be Bill Belichick's brand ambassador, which if anybody needs to be fired as a brand ambassador right now, it's her. It's been a disaster. And it's to the point where the people around Belichick told Pablo Torre that they're concerned that she's not only holding something over him right now, but she is literally damaging his legacy, turning him into a joke.
She's holding something on him. We know that.
Couple of things.
Yeah, a whole set of things.
Easy.
He. I didn't believe for a second that North Carolina had banned him or banned her from the campus. There was no way that was going to happen,
now,
right?
Pablo Torre has come back out and said, I haven't told this yet, that they were told that by several people. Now, once Belichick gets word of that, he's coming right back in and saying, what the hell is this report? You want me coaching here? You want me coaching here? You make it clear that report is false.
I think it's fortunate for them that we're so far away from football season, because there's at least a chance that this dies down and people stop talking about it.
Do you want it to?
Do I?
Yeah.
Hell no. I love it. But the football fans, the North Carolina fans don't want this. They didn't sign up for this crap.
No.
They want football. They want it to be good football. And the rest of the country is hoping that this thing goes down in flames, right? Giant tire fire. They want to get to the football season as fast as possible and for North Carolina to just fall on their faces, right? So this is just because then you just got the whole Beatles situation. You got everything. You've got a terrible hire.
She's Yoko Ono.
You've got, yeah. She's got a few things on Yoko Ono, but she's got a few things that are very similar too. So anyway, the only way this story gets better at this point is if you can accuse her of being such a distraction that she screwed him up and that she has messed up Carolina's football chances, right?
Whoa.
Oh, man. The day just got better.
Jeez.
Just had a cold
thank
beer.
you, Zach.
Yeah. Zach Baldwin bringing us a cold beer. This is
to the patio tour. First stop, Grimaldi's, Ankeny, Prairie Trail.
This is hey, cheers, everybody. Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, they're down to water.
Oh, okay.
Good to see.
Yeah, that's probably good.
Oh, anyway.
Oh, that was good. Tom Brady, Andy, said he greatly regrets his Netflix roast. Now, this was a source of fascination to us at the time. Well,
they were mean to him.
They were.
Well, he's going to say he regrets it because they were mean to other people, right?
Well, it sounds reasonable. He said after it was tough, but it was funny. Everybody loved it. There were some really funny moments, and there were. Nikki Glaser comes to mind among others. But he said the next day he left and he was feeling good about it. He knew the ratings or the amount of people watching were like a Netflix record. Felt really good. And then the next day he talked to his kids. And he said his kids made it feel like a stake right through the heart. They were crushed about the way their mom had been talked about. They were crushed about the relationship being dissed, all of that. And that all feels real to me. And that's why I feel like I could take it. I can't imagine hearing the people the people I care about, the people I love go through that. I couldn't do it.
Well, this is something that he should have thought about before he agreed to do a Jeff Ross roast.
Yes.
I mean,
you knew it was coming.
You go on YouTube, you can watch a million of those things. There isn't a single one where this person doesn't get absolutely skewered. Watch the one on Rob Lowe.
Oh, I've seen it.
His kids are there. They're talking about him and the babysitter, like in depth. Yeah, I'm like going into like gory details. I think Nikki Glaser was that. If Nikki Glaser is there, you got to have a talk with your kids ahead of time. As a matter of fact, have a talk with your kids about moving to Antarctica for a while, or at least not listening to it, ignoring it the best that you can. I mean,
he should have known better.
He should have known better.
Yep.
He should have known. It was funny. Those always, they're meant to make you uncomfortable. I don't really get those, but they are.
I was uncomfortable.
They are funny in that, I mean, you typically get some great comedians who come in and they're great. I mean, Nikki Glaser is so good at roasting people. And Jeff Ross is, and he was good at talking about Tom Brady. But they gather those guys together. It's something that's on Comedy Central, so it gets a ton of publicity, put a lot of work into it, and it is usually pretty flawless. And they just eviscerate that person that's supposed to be being honored at the time, but they're just completely torn down. But then they don't just do the Tom Brady. They hit Rob Gronkowski. They hit Robert Kraft. They hit Bill Belichick. They hit, Giselle. Everybody. It's like a bomb dropped on Tom Brady.
I know.
And everybody else gets cleared out by the shrapnel.
I think it was the Giselle that probably caused the most damage. But have you seen the Mark Twain Prize for Humor, the Netflix special on Conan O'Brien?
No, I've seen little.
AD, you've seen it?
Not yet. We're saving it. We want to watch it though. We're excited.
A, it's very good, but B, he must be like the most beloved by his colleagues. Like they love him. Like how kind he is and thoughtful and just
kind of started off as a writer and came up. He was in there just doing grunt work long before he was a star on television.
Yep, it's good. I recommend it. Grimaldi's fan photo winner, and what a perfect day to have a Grimaldi's fan photo winner. It is Eric Frisch. This is he and his daughter Addie enjoying an Avalanche game.
While they were still alive in the playoffs?
Jeez, Andy. It's an adorable picture of a man with his daughter.
Well, I know, but
you don't have to go.
Poor kid went home very sad.
Misery loves company.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm right there with you.
Lost in Game 7, just like Andy's Blues.
No, not quite.
So,
yeah, not quite.
Didn't give up 2 goals in the final. Was it 2 minutes or 3 minutes?
2 minutes.
Okay, sorry about that. We're going to give some pizza away to ease the pain. $50 gift card there, AD.
Yeah, he's coming right here to the Ankeny location.
Good. All right. Is he here now?
Let's find out.
Eric. Eric Frisch. Paging Eric Frisch.
We did let him know yesterday that he had won.
Frisch, are you here?
Maybe it is.
Hey,
his daughter's probably in school.
That's a good-looking shirt down there. That's
the
like
Savannah Banana shirt.
That's like new Dolphins color.
Oh, all the way down there.
Yeah,
oh,
geez,
yeah.
Andy.
That's a good one. Well, this dude's got the Savannah Bananas. Like
I've never seen that color shirt. AD, did you make that?
Yeah, absolutely.
What color is that considered? It's like
sapphire.
I think that's Aiden in that morning.
Sapphire.
That's morning mist.
Morning mist.
Because remember the Dolphins were like the color of marine ocean water, and now they're kind of that.
Yes.
They've switched it up.
You got to check out the merch store.
The Murph store.
The Murph store.
Go to the Murph store where you'll hear the Herschel Walker story on loop. Some more hot topics here. Brandon Walker, we know him. He's been on the show. He's from Barstool Sports, right?
He is now.
All right. He
used to be. When he was on the show, he was like just some podcaster out in the bumpkins of Mississippi,
Yeah,
right?
wherever Mississippi State
That
is.
guy was funny, though.
Mississippi State lost to Iowa in
one of the Outback Bowls, I think.
Yeah, one of the 17 Outback Bowls. And he just torched the fan base, among other things, or the fans and the team. Didn't he say the team was white?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They did not expect to lose to Nate Stanley in the Iowa Hawkeyes.
It was long enough ago that I think he didn't realize the reach that he would have with his commentary.
Yeah.
But did he really think that like Iowa's running out an all-white football team in 2018 or whatever it was?
He might have been using something called hyperbole, which pops up from time to time in podcasts. But
that Herschel Walker story was true.
Yeah, he like roasted the Iowa Hawkeyes, like everything about state of Iowa fans, team, roasted them, and the word got out. Like everybody knew about it right after he did it, almost.
Yes.
And to his credit, he just continued to lean into it. I mean, he came on our show, but he did apologize.
Then he
apologized. He totally flipped and apologized when it hit him. Because I mean, kind of hit him just how far reaching his comments were. Right? He's like, "Oh man, I thought it was just a bunch of people in Mississippi that were listening to this thing."
Well, he was
and
kind
then he
of
flipped over.
But do you remember, AD, you might on the radio show we had, wasn't he supposed to be during COVID like one of our surprise guests or something?
And he like stopped.
He like disappeared.
He stopped responding to us. Right,
Yeah.
exactly. We had like a good relationship. We had him on, I think, a couple of times.
Yeah.
And then he just completely stopped responding.
I got a kick out of him, but I don't take the fan hate personally, so I enjoyed it. But he's ranked the most toxic fan base, as you saw the graphic a minute ago if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or X. So he has Iowa #1, and then he says big gap to #2. Like, that's how toxic
Is that Oklahoma #2?
Yeah, Oklahoma 2, Tennessee 3, Florida 4. No, Florida State 4. 5 is Georgia. 6
Ole
is
Miss
Michigan.
Remember when he was talking about Ole Miss?
Yeah.
And he got the most offended that he got by any of the bazillion Iowa fans that reached out to him to just hate on him. The most offended he got were the Iowa fans who were mistaking Ole Miss for Mississippi State, or the other way around.
Because they were they're the bell, like the cowbell. I can remember being on the beach and doing one of the stories we did that week was just they're walking up and down the beach at the beach party and then just ringing these bells over and over again.
Y'all don't know the difference between Mississippi State and Ole Miss. You think I look like some sort of pumped up debutante out here with no job, elite parents who didn't have to pay for nothing? What are you talking about? I'm Mississippi State. We got all the farmers and the truck drivers and everybody. And he was so mad about that.
Yeah, and then the other thing I remember him talking a lot about was how surprised people were that he had a good-looking wife.
Yeah, because we asked him about that. We were like, well, how did you get such a good-looking wife?
Now he's got this kind of flowing hair. He's got the Barstool up glow. Then you remember his ridiculous buzz cut he had.
Yeah.
How dorky he looked in that video.
and
That was a big part of why it went viral.
Yeah,
this guy's making fun of us.
Right. Yeah,
this guy.
He looked like a target. And he was just like, but he owned up to it immediately. He said, I got no problem admitting I'm a very unfortunate looking individual.
Yeah. I outkick my coverage, and I'm going to own up to it right now. I'm here to tell you, them Hawkeyes toxic. Here is Walker on Unnecessary Roughness podcast.
Iowa legitimately tried to get my wife fired. They called Itawamba Community College, tried to get my wife fired. They called all my sponsors. They called my kids' school. They had my number. Hawkeye Heaven or somebody out there, somebody spread my number around Iowa, and they were calling me for 3 weeks. And I saved some of the numbers. I had to take some to the cops. Like, they're the worst people I've ever – their number – damn it.
Oh my gosh!
We can't even talk about how much he hates us.
Oh my gosh!
But he had come all the way around though. He was like talking about how nice people were and stuff.
Something else happened.
Something triggered him since then.
And
it sounds like a series of things.
I see this. I'm sure fans who aren't fans of the Iowa Hawkeyes think, well, there you go. There's your proof. I've been saying this for years. But all fan bases have these fans that do stupid things. I mean, that make your whole fan base look bad. I know a lot of Hawkeye fans. They're not putting somebody's number out there or hurling beer bottles at a pregnant woman at a Barstool Sports appearance, but there are a few fans out there that can't handle their booze or something.
Nobody who is talking about a fan base is actually talking about everybody in the fan base.
But it comes across that way.
Well, yeah, but we've all had this discussion a bazillion times, so we know that that's not what they meant. That's not how we're supposed to take it. They don't mean everybody. But as a member of that fan base, you feel like you got to stick up for everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you feel that way, AD?
A little bit, yeah. Although I will say, like, Brandon Walker not liking us, I wear that like a badge of honor.
You can always you can take the worst. Andrew can take the worst Hawkeye fan. I mean, there are some horrible Hawkeye fans in this state. Terrible people. They're awful people.
That's a promo.
But no, I'm just, when you do this with any fan base, there are some that are terrible people. And Andrew, as a Hawkeye fan, he could find a couple of redeeming qualities about him. Because that's how you go. Well, but hey, they just really love their team.
He loved his mom.
Yeah, they're calling it death threats to their kids' school, Andrew. Yeah, but that's just sports passion. We know how that goes. Yeah, I mean that's how it happens. I mean, you can if it's your fan base you're talking about, you can find some redeeming quality in someone who truly has none.
That guy hurled a beer bottle at a pregnant woman. Well, he needed to have a can.
They didn't have a trash can nearby.
Yeah, he didn't hit her.
Missed. He's got a bad arm. So he's a fan, not a player. The T-Wolves rout the Warriors. That was predictable. So that's no Steph Curry.
Yeah.
That's tied up at 24-point spread, I think. But now when I say spread and he puts Anthony Edwards up.
That's totally different. Yeah.
Not that spread.
He beat a couple of spreads after the game.
Jeez. The Celtics will not stop shooting threes. There is no plan B. I don't. It is the definition of insanity, but they're not changing. In game one, their win probability reached 98%, and they lost. In game two, their win probability reached 99%, and they still lost. And both times they did it by letting the Knicks come back into the game by insisting on hurling up threes despite shooting 20% from the field. Also,
they were missing everything in that game, and it was funny to me to watch because the whole, what is it? They call it the Garden still? Building,
it's TD Garden.
The whole crowd is standing up and watching this team just unable to hit from anywhere. Three, up close, missing layups, everything. Knicks get the rebound. It goes right to Jalen Brunson. Entire arena knows that he's going to be the one that takes the shot. He does. He makes it. Goes back down the other way. Whole Garden standing up, wondering where they're going to miss. They miss again, knowing the ball's going to Jalen Brunson. He gets it. He goes down. He makes it. It was like an orchestrated meltdown. And they came all the way back, took the lead, won the game. I mean, that's one of the biggest sports rivalries, obviously, in the United States is Boston, New York, no matter what the sport, really. And it's interesting for the NBA playoffs. So the NBA ain't complaining about this.
Yeah, the Pacers have a 2-0 lead on the top seed, the Cavaliers, as it moves to Indianapolis. And, AD, some good news for you. The NBA won't fine Tyrese Halliburton, former Cyclone, for the marbles.
Marbles. You have no marbles.
The marbles dance will not be fined.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that. I hope Tyrese keeps... It'll be interesting to see what happens the next time he hits a game-winning shot. First time his dad tries to fight Giannis. Second time he almost gets fined for
That might be
how
a
big
slight
his nuts are.
exaggeration. Yeah.
Well,
So we got try to fight Giannis.
I mean,
I got big balls. Those are that's
like,
what happens
what's
next.
coming next? I'm excited to see what he's got planned for the next one.
The next time he hits a game-winning shot, he just hurls a bottle.
He's got to come up
Walker.
with something. Everybody's looking for it now.
God, he has been so clutch. It's incredible. One note here, I made a note of this just because I can't believe it. Akron football is ineligible for bowl games due to lack of academic progress. We're still having players go to class? I didn't even think this was a thing anymore. You do still have to go to class and
Two
make
guys
grades?
just brought this up that, like, when was the last time you heard about a player being academically ineligible?
Like 10 years ago?
Yeah, right.
And this isn't Harvard. This is Akron.
Akron. This is Akron. These are the zips because it's short.
How
You
dumb
can
do you have to
spell
be?
zips.
No, I'm just kidding.
What? I mean, how many of these players just like, I didn't know I had to go to class. That's a legitimate excuse now.
I'm here
isn't it?
for my
Especially if you're-
NIL.
Especially, if you're getting a paycheck. Like, I thought I was an
Are they
employee.
getting a paycheck at Akron?
Oh, they're getting a paycheck everywhere, baby.
Yeah.
Well, are they?
Maybe.
Are they getting a paycheck at Akron? I mean, what, really? They're
Seriously,
making to
some
play
of them.
football there?
That's a good looking hat. I mean, I really like that hat. How many do you have in the car?
I got a couple.
Envy.
Huh?
I got a couple.
You got to cut. What do those run at the merch store?
Oh yeah. You
No,
got
I don't
Van
want
Winkle give you
No, I don't
stupid
want-
rope hat right
Look,
now.
look,
I got one of those in
this
the back
is
of my
not-
car right now.
That's not a good looking.
Hey, you know the good thing about the rope hat? The
Rope
good thing
hat?
about the rope hat is you can cut the rope off.
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
don't
I see
do
it
that.
moves.
That's Matt's hat.
Yeah, you don't have a rope on your hat.
No. This is the what is this called?
The Richardson 112
The
right there. It's
Richardson 112.
the
Those are
Cadillac
the best
trucker caps.
Those are the best trucker. When are these going out of style?
Never.
Actually, we're in Iowa. They went out of style like 3 years ago. We just don't realize it.
What's the cost on that over at the merch
I
store?
think it's $30.
$30.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring that down a little bit.
All right.
But
You're gonna
you know
subsidize
you're going to
it?
Wear it. That's why you didn't hand me any change. It's like, jeez.
You got the employee discount.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I appreciate it. Now here's Sebastian Maniscalco on fathers.
All right. And what happened to fathers in this country? Their balls have been detached and thrown in a purse somewhere. What is going on with the fathers? I called my buddy. I go, what'd you do today? Well, I went to the parent-teacher conference. Parent-teacher conference? My father didn't even know where the school was. He'd often ask me, what grade are you in? Where are you at? Another buddy's got a man cave he can't stop talking about. Oh, you gotta come by. Got my man cave. Go down there, watch the game on Sunday. Got my beer in my little koozie. Man cave. You're bragging about a man cave? My father had a man cave. It was the house.
I love when he talks about his dad.
That's great.
The best.
His dad's a hairstylist.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, real manly professional
Yeah,
there, Sebastian.
not a barber, right?
Named
I know
Sebastian.
I know a couple of macho hairstylists.
Although Sebastian does sound like the name a hairstylist would give his kid.
Jeez.
Doesn't it? Sebastian. Wasn't that the name like a shampoo? Sebastian.
Hey, do you
Sebastian.
remember Pert shampoo? Pert?
Yeah, is that the
How drunk was somebody?
That's the first time that they combine the shampoo and the conditioner.
Exactly right. And you're like, oh my God, this is a game changer.
Saved me time. Yes,
You can put it all on.
Changed my whole routine.
Reality is just hand soap. It does neither.
Yeah, and it's called Pert. Somebody's like, man, we gotta bring this about. How about? Oh, sorry about that. Did you say Pert? Yeah.
Man, I got a wife and a daughter who have both long blonde hair, and they both. I'll hold that one in because we're at a restaurant.
Thank you.
Oh man, and they've got huge, like just big, huge jugs of shampoo and conditioner in the shower with like a giant pump on the top. They go through that stuff so fast. So much hair to wash.
I'm here to tell you, I'm not exaggerating. I have a shampoo and conditioner year 3. And it's like 2 little bottles. And I keep on, how can this still work? But that's how little I need.
I go through. I use the shampoo a lot, but man, not like my wife and daughter. My God, and cleaning up after them. There is so much hair in my house. I got 2 dogs and a wife and daughter with long, thick blonde hair. I mean, there's hair everywhere. There's hair.
Well,
must be rough.
Yeah, guys. Yeah. I look forward to an invitation to.
I'll bring you some.
Bring a what do you call those things? The roller.
I think they call that a hair roller.
Lint roller. Thank you.
Yeah.
Man, AD's really earning his keep today. He ought to for a $30 hat. Confluence is the official beer of Murph and Andy.
Yeah. Cheers to Confluence.
Oh, I think you got me a little bit there. Yeah. What is this? The Des Moines IPA?
No, I think this is a seasonal. This one's called Cold Snap.
No, that's Samuel Adams.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, it is Des Moines IPA. Yeah, you got it. And we will be at Confluence next Friday.
Probably be able to get more of this.
And I was talking with John Martin earlier today, and I was like, okay, so what's coming out, like something that I can tease? He starts reading me this list of beers that's coming out like this week or next week, and I finally just had to stop him. Like, I will never remember all of those because, first of all, they all have long names. And there's like 6 beers. So Blue Corn is releasing today, Blue Corn Lager. That's out today. Mayday Maibach came out last week. The spring and summer core beers are Over the Ivy, Southside Citra, Long Ride, Pale Ale, and Light and Squeezy Raspberry Lemon Radler. Now out.
Southside Citra is my favorite beer in the world, and I saw it at Fairway the other day and grabbed a 4-pack. Was like, hell yeah! That's how I know summer is here. Is when Southside Citra hits the shelves.
They have another new one that's coming out.
There you go.
In the next few weeks.
Dope Pope.
Not Dope
Be on
Pope.
tap here next week.
He will tell us the details about that next Friday. He's got an all new thing. It's not just a new variety for them. It's like a whole new beer.
AD, have we made sure we reserved a table on the patio out there at Confluence? Because that's going to be nuts if the weather's nice.
What are you looking at me for?
Yeah, well,
who reserves the table?
Make some room for us. Yeah,
all right, that's next Friday.
It'll be fun. That's next Friday. Next Friday.
That's next Friday. Will you this very nice table? Will you guys follow us over to Confluence, or is it a one and done?
You guys just Ankeny people? Algona. Wow, that's the longest commute that we've heard of.
Algona. Do you hate Garrigan with all your heart? Okay, all right.
He's an Iowan. Which is going to be nice about it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, right. We've got to see. Why don't you teach a lesson to our friend Scott Sipker here, who can't keep the poison out of his mouth when somebody brings up Carol Kemper.
All right, it is. Yes, you spoiled it. It's time. Is it time for Throwdowns?
Sure.
It's time for Throwdowns. It's Throwdowns, backed by Heartland Tire and Auto.
Heartland Tire and Auto brings us Throwdowns, an authorized dealer of both Firestone and Bridgestone tires. Let's get ourselves set up here. Andy, scoot in just a little bit. Yeah, there you go.
Come on, Andy.
Hey, there you go. You look good.
He's about to fall asleep.
Sorry about that. I thought I looked all right.
Andy,
that's
God,
right.
Look at we got to
we got to make room for Andrew. Clear out those.
How's that?
Yeah.
All right,
Andy. In 29 seasons with the Spurs, Greg Popovich won 5 championships and more games than any coach in NBA history. Does Popovich belong on the Mount Rushmore of NBA coaches?
Ooh,
I've got Phil Jackson, Red Auerbach, Pat Riley, and I think Popovich is probably the 4th for me. As much as I hate the Spurs.
I think he probably belongs. I mean, first of all, those other guys cover quite a bit of time. Greg Popovich, though, I mean, he did have Tim Duncan and David Robinson. I mean, he had major stars, but that he also seemed like a coach that truly, when we would talk about NBA coaches, it seemed like they didn't really do anything. They just sort of put the players in and then the players coach themselves. Never seemed that way with the Spurs. Always seemed like he had a real hand in orchestrating that whole team. Those players did do really well with the Spurs. Kawhi Leonard was so good with the Spurs.
God, I forgot he was on the Spurs.
I think he did, and he just so did it his own way also. That was a guy that never cared about appearances. He just focused on results. I think he does. Yeah, I think he belongs there.
I think he probably does. And there's a Bob Knight, Fran McCaffrey quality to Greg Popovich in that the players and people that are in his circle love him.
Yeah.
But he was absolutely a bully at times, and unnecessarily so, too. Like, just, sometimes being a jerk just because he could, and he was in a position where he could be a jerk.
Yeah, but he saved himself, though, with Craig Sager.
Yeah, the Craig Sager stuff.
The Craig Sager son was
really
good. Yeah. Yep. No, I agree with that. But
and he had a gleam. He had a wink when he was doing that with Craig Sager, and that clearly that was a little showmanship there.
The thing I do respect about Popovich is when asked about his coaching greatness, his answer was draft Tim Duncan. And that's kind of the missing piece. And there, Red Auerbach had Bill Russell, and he was smart enough to draft Bill Russell. Also, Larry Bird, he was
Bob
smart
Cousy
to have those.
and
Bob
John
Cousy.
Havlicek,
all
Dave
those
Cowens.
players. Like Phil Jackson. Yeah. Go win something without Michael Jordan, without Shaq and Kobe. You wouldn't do it. So this is more probably about the players than it is the actual coach, but it does take a great coach to have players all working for the same goal. And for that reason, all those titles, yes, he probably does belong on that Mount Rushmore.
All right, Murph. Charles Barkley says Game 3 between the Knicks and Celtics is a must-win for the Knicks. His argument is that letting the more talented team get momentum in a 7-game series can spell doom for their upset bid. Which team is Game 3 more important, the Knicks or the Celtics?
Well, I agree with Charles Barkley's premise, but the Celtics can't go down 3-0 or they're going to lose. No team has come back from 3-0. So even though I get what he's saying, if the Celtics don't win, they're done. They're not going to win the series. So, yes, I know what he's saying, and I agree with that, but they can't go down 3-0. So, therefore, I think it's more important the Celtics win.
I'll take the other side just for the sake of it. The Knicks have them on the ropes. Oftentimes, we've seen in other series between Boston and New York. I mean, it seems like being able to get that finishing kill move is more difficult than it seems. And the moment they win, it's 2-1. That happens all the time in the series. Everybody feels like you can completely come out of a 2-1 hole. 2-0 hole right now seems like the world is falling on the Celtics, and I think the Knicks, I'm going to say it's more important for them because the moment they do lose a game, all the attention turns back on how Boston is vastly superior talent-wise.
All right, Andy, would you rather, we're here at Grimaldi's, obviously, a lot of pizza being eaten around us.
No, we haven't eaten any, though.
Not yet.
No, I've witnessed pizzas being eaten.
I am ready.
Andy, would you rather that every pizza you eat for the rest of your life is cheese with no other toppings, or that every pizza you eat for the rest of your life is like deluxe supreme with everything, all kinds of olives, everything you can think of on it?
It's a really good question. And then I got to pick off the onions. I don't like onions on pizza. That's like the only thing I don't like on pizza.
Yeah, you want plain pizza or overly stuffed pizza?
I'll take the overly stuffed pizza because at least I can modify that. If you got cheese, You got nowhere to go but cheese. I never order cheese pizza. I don't understand people that do order cheese. I don't think they should be allowed to order cheese pizza. You have this incredible blank canvas, and it's like you got this blank canvas, and you're like, yes, I've got this blank canvas, and I'm going to paint it white. That's what you do when you order a cheese pizza.
And Murph, what do you think?
Easily cheese.
Murph's got white canvases all over his house.
Yes, cheese is my strong answer on this. I didn't have to think about this. Cheese pizza for most of my life was my only choice and favorite choice. Now I will go to pepperoni first, or the
hot honey and pepperoni.
Hot honey and pepperoni. It's fantastic.
So good.
So those cheese is no longer my first choice, but yeah, if it's the rest of my life, I'm going with that.
Yeah, I'm going with the overly stuffed pizza also. I'm with Andy on that one. And
Yeah.
hey, that's Throwdowns.
We told Scott Sipker that we're live on the patio out in West Des Moines.
And yet,
he knew to go the opposite direction. Ready or not, Scott School.
Scott School, Scott School, Scott School is cool. Yeah.
We put out a chair for him and everything.
We should have said Ankeny. We should have said Prairie Trail. We should. No, he's here.
Hi, everybody.
Whoa. Oh, jeez.
Miracles happen.
Welcome to Scott School.
Wait, hang on. Before you talk, I'm sorry to interrupt, but it's hard. Anytime I see you,
like
there's
this?
something. Are those boats on your...
Yeah.
Those are sailboats.
Yeah, I figured because we were close to Sailorville, I should get the sailboats
There's a pond
out.
on the right across the street.
I know, but there's a fountain in the way, and that really affects the vortex of the windshield coming through.
Yeah, you can't put a sailboat on that
Are
pond.
you sporting chest hair? Is that what you're going for?
I'm not sporting it. I'm showing it off.
All right, Scott School.
Oh, hi, everybody. I feel like all of us learned in the 90s when we were watching Jurassic Park that, birds are dinosaurs. Like, that was the first moment for me where I was like, oh, my God, all birds are dinosaurs. That's crazy. But Scott School today is this. This is going to blow your mind. Crocodiles and alligators are more closely related to all birds than they are to lizards. And that's Scott School.
Scott School, Scott School is cool. Yeah.
Andy,
about that. Think
rank
about
rank that one A+ to F.
Like a C+, maybe. We just like throw that out there and then just run. You know,
I'm not
back
sure
it
it's
up
true.
or anything.
Like, I don't really believe
It's
you.
100% true.
I mean,
They are.
we all
so
saw Jurassic Park where
Yes.
they were saying, the dinosaurs are closer to
All
birds.
birds are descendant from archosaurs, which are like Tyrannosaurus rexes and velociraptors, where we get the name raptor for, say, raptors in the sky, right? But lizards had a common ancestor with crocodiles and alligators like 300 million years ago, but birds and crocodiles and alligators.
Quickie poll.
All right, let's get to
like
the
200
stupid quickie.
million years ago.
Scott School Scott School presented by Hoodoo. The Odd Job Marketplace Stupid Quickie Poll. This comes right out of Monday's new hit show, Overthinking, with Mackenzie and Scott and Cade. And it's simple. It's simple, AD.
Do you believe in ghosts? Yes or no?
It's a no for me. I don't believe in ghosts.
I don't either.
Wait, you're Catholic. You have to believe in ghosts. What are you talking about? You're
I don't
Catholic.
Who's Catholic?
The Holy Ghost?
Who is?
Yeah, he's one of those.
Catholicism doesn't define me. I don't believe in ghosts.
You believe Jesus was a ghost for 3 days and walked around.
I didn't.
Not a real strong Catholic.
Not real strong. No.
I'm shocked right now.
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
Little lapse.
Little lapse, little bit of a problem with putting the church ahead of decency with those. Yeah, I got some problems, but I don't believe in ghosts. What are you saying, that Jesus was a ghost for 3 days?
Yeah. He was dead and he was walking around. Are you saying he wasn't a ghost?
Well, I don't think that's how it worked.
No, I think he did. No, they didn't say he was a ghost.
He wasn't a ghost.
Isn't that a ghost?
Well, no.
What is a ghost
Something
then?
that's dead and then comes back to life. I don't think he's not spending like.
Yeah, Jon Snow wasn't a ghost.
Yeah,
he came back to life.
He was dead. He wasn't
Yeah, we're not talking about Casper.
It's
We're
totally
talking
dead.
about.
Well, Casper's a ghost. I mean,
The spirit.
Yeah, I get that. That's what I'm saying. We're not talking about Casper.
The spirit
Yeah.
comes back to like it's walking.
No. I think the man is alive again. The man came back to life, and
After 3 days being
ascended
dead,
into heaven.
being dead.
Yep.
But wait, his full body went to heaven, or his
Yes.
ghost went to heaven?
No, his full body.
Wait, Jesus is walking up there with hands and legs and
What, you,
stuff.
you think the ghost pushed the rock out of the way?
Yeah, yeah, I do. This is insane to me.
Is it
my
possible to
mind
be
is
bored
blown.
and uncomfortable at the same time?
That's the name of our new podcast.
Bored and uncomfortable.
No,
it's at noon.
Thank you, Keith, for saying there's no ghosts. There
Tight-
are no ghosts. I don't know what it is.
and itchy. Yeah.
Wait, I really thought one of you. I thought this was going to be an interesting
No,
discussion.
no,
AD,
no.
go.
we're
No,
not.
of course not. No, I'm not.
No.
Aiden goes. Aiden believes he goes.
Aiden.
Aiden's a go, and Aiden doesn't drink.
Matt Van Winkle.
Matt Van Winkle goes.
Well, they've been hanging around Williams too much.
You believe in ghosts? Like not just in the Basilica or whatever that name of that town is where the axe murders took place.
Villisca. Yeah.
Velisca.
No.
You're a ghost guy. Okay, see, there's some ghost people. How's the vote trending, AD?
That's a good question. Let's
Hopefully we're not.
60% no, 40% yes.
40% of people believe in ghosts?
I think the plural is ghost is.
I don't understand. I don't even know what. Obviously, I don't even know what a ghost was because I thought Jesus was one, but I guess not.
I mean, he is now. I think.
I don't know. I'm not a scholar. I'm not sure. Maybe your interpretation is right.
Pope. I want to tell you the truth. There's nobody who is an expert on ghosts.
You're not a
because it's all made up.
The parapsychologists of the world. You're saying that degree means nothing.
I am. And
You're
I'm
saying
saying
the
every
Ghostbusters-
ghost hunter out there is lying to you or themselves.
Probably
Ghost
both.
hunters, probably both. But most of them are lying to you. They know deep down. They've been in those houses and they've heard the creak in the floor or the balloon floating in a weird way.
There's supposed to
oh
be
my God, it's a ghost. No, it's just nature.
You notice the crowd has gotten smaller here at Grimaldi?
Sorry.
Since Scott showed up.
Do you guys want to talk about Noah's Ark too?
Hey, let's bring them back in with some more.
But wait, there's more. From Either Or Eatery and Patio.
You know, Andy, before we move into the more, I know you're uncomfortable and bored.
I'm bored more than I'm uncomfortable.
Scott, worst choice for Noah's Ark, the woodpecker.
I feel like the termite was a really bad choice. Like, let's build an ark, a big boat out of wood, and then we're gonna invite an animal on that eats wood.
Yeah, beaver's in there too.
All right, one more question.
Yeah.
Do you guys, the term was used multiple times this week, cardinals, and this is the Vatican, cardinals raw dogging. Do you know what that means?
No, please tell me.
Do you, AD?
I was an altar boy, and I never.
I think it's something they're not allowed to do.
Cardinals raw dogging. Anyone? Guesses? Anyone?
No.
No? No distractions. Their phones were taken. That's called raw dogging. When something is taken away that you should have.
I don't think that's not what I call it.
Term has been hijacked.
Yeah.
It has.
All right, to more.
More is brought to you by Either Or Eatery and Patio. And
We're headed there.
We are headed there on the patio tour. We will be there on June 6th. The Snookies intersection, also known as 41st and Beaver Avenue, that is way ahead of schedule.
That's great news because that's near our house.
I was there a couple of days ago. Yeah, that is a construction project that is way ahead of schedule.
Love it.
I was shocked.
Love it.
It is one of the worst intersections in the Des Moines Metro. It doesn't make any sense. You can't believe they haven't fixed it up till now. They told me, I was told by Steve Neighbor, the Des Moines traffic engineer, that in a 10-year period, there were 21 crashes at that intersection that resulted in severe injuries. And I said, that's all? That's it? There's only 21 in 10 years? I can't believe there's one every day at that intersection. As you're staring north on 41st Street at the stop sign, Snookies to your left, Beaver is coming down, you Price Choppers over across the street. You can't tell if that person coming south on Beaver is going to continue south onto 41st Street or continue on Beaver.
And nobody uses that right blinker to signal they're going straight.
It's a game of Frogger.
It is.
And then if you've got like the owner of Snookies, who was a really entertaining guy.
Oh yeah, he's right out of Central Casting.
Yeah, Jim Hunter is his name. He bought it from another really entertaining guy, Jim Caves,
Elvis impersonator.
Well, Jim was a really good guy, fun. Rest in peace. Had just a massive comb over. I mean, the thing went just so far. I mean, like started in one zip code and went over to another one.
Yeah. Whole sideburns.
Really, really fun, interesting dude. Sold it to another interesting guy, Jim Hunter. Sat down with me and he was just like, "This corner has been entertaining for us." He said that in Snookies they stock like 4 things: cups, straws, ice cream cones, and fire extinguishers.
Jeez.
Because these crashes would happen out front, and he would run out with a fire extinguisher and put the car out. It would be in flames out there.
Colin worked there, and part of the interview to get the job was, do you know CPR?
You're kidding right now, but you're not that far off. I mean, yeah, they would watch all these crashes, and so...
Wait, you're kidding?
He's kidding.
I'm kidding.
That was a poorly delivered joke because I thought you were serious.
He could have been.
Can I mention that?
No.
Is it possible that because it's such a complicated intersection that by changing it, people are going to be more lackadaisical and it's going to cause more crashes over 10 years? You said 21 over 10 years?
Didn't you say 41?
21.
That doesn't seem that high to me.
No, it doesn't.
I'm wondering if the difficulty of that intersection actually keeps it safe. We're going to find out. Stay tuned. We'll have more information.
You've got regular right angle turns now. Now they're talking about, I said, well, what about where are you guys going next? How about just down the street to Beaver and Forest? Because that's another just screwed up intersection, right? 3-way intersection, 2 directions don't stop, 2 other directions. One direction doesn't stop, the other 2 do.
Right.
He said, yeah, they're going to put in a roundabout there.
Oh.
Which
Americans hate roundabouts.
I love it when people like have this visceral response to roundabouts.
I'm one of those people.
Why?
I don't know. I always feel like I'm going to merge into somebody else.
You're not.
I know.
They're much safer.
Jenny hates roundabouts.
They're so much.
I know
better.
they're more efficient. I get it, but I'm Big Ben Parliament.
All the stats show how much they cut down on accidents.
It's
and they keep
anti-American.
Yeah,
roundabouts are anti-American.
The Pope is now American.
My God. A tornado touched down in the small rural town of Jamesville, North Carolina on Monday, and storm chasers captured photos and videos of it. The National Weather Service gave it a rare EFU rating. Yeah, it was an FU tornado.
FU? That's not real.
So, and honestly, I had no idea what EF stands for. You know what EF stands for when they rate the tornadoes?
EF Hutton?
No.
I do know this. Hold on, kid. Give me 5 minutes.
Energy force.
Not Eddie Fales.
No, it's...
You are not going to get it.
Oh, I do know it. As soon as you tell me.
Enhanced
photography. No, that's a P.
Photography spelled with a P. Enhanced Fujita.
Yes, the Fujita scale.
Fujita scale.
Yeah. And in this case, it's Enhanced Fujita Unknown. That's an EFU tornado.
Ed is yelling at his
This
screen.
Is how much the world has changed. When I was a kid, they didn't even have enhanced tornadoes. They're enhanced now, though.
Yeah,
They
get back a little bit.
Oh, sorry.
Stay in your shot.
I can't see it.
Seriously, you're not going to see this one either. But last Sunday at church, it did not hit the way he intended it to.
Somebody told me one time I don't have to preach it all at the same time. I could cut it like Subway and give you a 6-inch in the morning and a 6-inch at night. That's not my style. I'm going to shove this entire foot long down your throat.
Oh, amen.
Is that the righteous gemstones, or that's real?
I think that's what Jesus said right before he made
no.
fishes and loaves.
Stop.
I've made this basket of fishes, and here's a loaf.
From the files,
6 inches in the morning.
You take him out of the shot again, please. From the files of Some Headlines Don't Need Stories, we bring you this. Kansas man arrested for stealing cannon to settle debt. Gordon Pierce III stole an 800-pound cannon from a park in Wichita to pay off a $20,000 debt. Any guesses, Murph, as to why this guy would steal an 800-pound cannon, drag it over a mile to a friend's house, and then cut it into pieces?
He was drunk.
No, meth.
Oh, man.
That was meth.
That was meth. Yeah.
In Kansas.
I don't have enough meth in my life to get the cues here.
Well, Pierce had used meth for 20 years. He told police his dealer gave him a pound of meth to sell, but it was stolen. Oh, that happens, man. Oh,
Here's the thing
what happened to that pound of meth I gave you? Oh, that got stolen.
He got stolen. I put it in his pipe and I lit it on fire and it was gone.
Well, yeah, Pierce cut it into the cannon. He cut the cannon into pieces with power tools and showed the chunks to his dealer to prove that he was trying to pay. How are pieces of a cannon worth more than just the whole cannon?
I think once you cut the cannon up, it
scrap
goes down
metal?
in value.
Scrap metal? That's not, you're going to pay off a $20,000 meth debt with scrap metal? You know how much scrap metal that's going to take?
You don't cut the Porsche up.
When you read the headline, I thought he was going to roll up the cannon outside the door of the person he owes the money to and then threaten them, I'm going to shoot you with this cannon.
Do I still owe that money?
That's right.
I'm going to light this cannon.
Are you on Red Bull or
No, I don't
are
do
you
caffeine.
Okay,
caffeine's a bad idea for me.
What are you? What about? So you're not on an espresso?
Nope.
Or Red Bull?
Just water.
You haven't been drinking?
Nope. I've not eaten anything today. I've just drank water. Mowed the yard.
So you're hungry?
No, I'm not hungry. I feel great. I feel alive.
Well, you seem alive. Yeah.
He's fishing for excuses here.
And
and you're not giving him anything.
I just wanted to insult this guy from Kansas. Doesn't he realize that meth is way out of fashion now? Fentanyl is totally cooler. Like, what are you doing
There's
meth
nothing
for?
cool about fentanyl.
No.
What are you talking? You mix it with the horse tranquilizer, and they call it trank. And that's why people walk around like this on fentanyl. Because fentanyl doesn't give you a dopey high, but so you add the trank in there, the tranquilizer, the horse tranquilizer, and then it gives you that dopey high as well. That's what those people like.
So
they
like
really like it.
Purple trank?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys. Meanwhile,
Scott School. See, everybody here is learning so much today.
There are people walking out.
Well, yeah, but they're not walking out like this.
all right, they'll stay for this. Meanwhile, last Sunday at church, somebody farted.
Lift your hands and say, Lord, thank you for the spirit of prayer. I smell it too. Amen. I know you smell it. Ooh, that thing's strong. Ooh, somebody let one go in here. Ooh, somebody got a major breakthrough. I mean, that thing's strong. I saw everybody fanning. I said, I smell it too. I'm preaching, but that thing is strong. Whoever that is, something up in there died. I mean, because it didn't just stay in a certain place. That thing moved over the face of the waters. That thing lingered. I was trying to preach through it. But that thing would not release.
I'd go see that guy every week.
I love this man.
Oh my
it's
gosh,
all
it's
women
cool.
in the front row
Love
too.
it.
Oh my god.
So cool.
And that Sunday morning, it's underrated for the people who are out having a good time Saturday night, and like they're a little bit bound up. Oh Lord!
Oh, yeah.
Release me from the demon in my ass.
On Tuesday in Washington, Indiana, 55-year-old bus driver Steve Truelove, that's his name.
Truelove.
He was driving a group of 38 kids and 10 adults on a field trip when he got the bus stuck in the mud and couldn't get it out. The tow truck arrived and the police showed up to help. As they went to talk with Truelove, though, he was taking a leak on the side of the road. And when he approached them, they realized that he was drunk. Gave him a breathalyzer, 0.225. That is well over twice the legal limit. So in Indiana, the legal limit is 0.08.
Okay.
So after about 2 to 3 drinks, you really should not be driving a school bus. too much. All right, let's
after 2 or 3 drinks.
No, so you got to draw the line there. I'm sorry, I've had a couple. I need somebody else to drive the kids this morning. Let's finish up with a round of Who's the A-hole.
Feel like it's me today.
Oh, might be.
Oh, well,
Must be.
yeah, we have to think
got,
for that.
You got something for that?
You asshole.
You're an asshole.
Stop breaking the law, asshole! Back off, asshole!
This machine just called me an asshole.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Keep firing, assholes!
I'm an American. You're a sick asshole.
America.
Maybe you've seen this already. This has really made its rounds on social media. The social media post reads, Frontier Airlines video goes viral after a man tried to check in 30 minutes before the flight with employees refusing to check in, then filming and mocking the passenger.
I'm here 30 minutes before the
Can
flight.
you please leave, sir?
No.
Can you please leave my personal space?
I'm decided that you ain't going to let me check in.
Make me check you in.
You literally work for a company that I bought a plane ticket for. Check in.
And you're not getting on your flight. It's the Mayday flight. You didn't. And you think, you're going to check me in. I bet you we won't. Okay?
I paid for a ticket.
And you
Yeah,
didn't
I
pay
paid for a
$25
ticket.
for agent assistance.
All right, Andrew, just a second. Let me give you this a little bit of context here. Okay, so the man goes to check in for his flight 30 minutes before it boards.
Which does seem reasonable.
Yeah, that's a little tight, as you know.
Pretty tight.
30 minutes.
30 minutes. Yeah, I mean, 30 minutes, though. It's not
that's
5 minutes.
That's check in. That's check in, like at the counter.
This is not the counter. This isn't the gate.
No, this is pre-security.
This is like taking your bag up and everything. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So 30 minutes before boards, he's then told he needs to pay a $25 gate agent fee because he's checking in at the desk instead of one of the kiosks. Now, that pisses him off, and he pulls out his phone to start recording. Then the agents do the same back to him. They pull out their phone, start recording him. So, again, look, more of this video here. This is just kind of crossfire.
I just said that I would pay the
And you thought you were going to get on your flight. And you thought you were going to get on your flight. And you thought you were going to get on your flight. And you thought you were going to get on your flight.
I literally paid for a ticket. I'm here 30 minutes. I'm here 30 minutes before my flight, and they're not letting me check.
We don't control that. And you will never fly
You were
on
about to
Frontier
let me
Airlines.
check in. You were about to let me check in,
Oh,
and you not in your personal space.
You're
This
in
is
my face.
not your
I work
personal
here.
space.
This is my stationary.
This is not
I'm at
your
Frontier.
personal space. You work for a company. This is not your personal space. You don't
So
have
it
to
goes
worry about
back
it.
and
You're
forth like
literally-
this. Yeah, it goes back and forth like this. So the Moore team dove into this for a little more context. Here's what I can tell you. Now, first of all, the rule is you have to check in 60 minutes before your flight.
So he's 30 minutes late for that.
30 minutes late.
Although that is a loose time. I've experienced it.
Yeah, it can be. Yeah, he says he got there 50 minutes before his flight, and the kiosks wouldn't let him check in. Now, that's happened to us many times.
Because it's past the 60-minute mark, so it's automated?
Or sometimes the kiosks don't work.
Okay.
And they make you go to the desk. But in this case, Frontier, which we should point out is one of the airlines that typically gets the worst customer reviews. Frontier does.
Well, I'm starting to understand.
JetBlue, Frontier, they usually are way at the bottom of the list. Now, so he says the kiosk wouldn't let him check in, so he was forced to try to check in at the desk where Frontier, when you do that, hits you with basically a $25 late fee. And he didn't want to pay that.
Okay.
And they're telling him he has to.
Is this before what we're seeing?
Yes, that's before what we're seeing. Now then, they say he has to. He says he's not going to. So he starts, right around the time he starts recording, he says, okay, I will pay it. And at that point, they say, forget it. You're not getting on this flight. We're not letting you get on this flight, being insubordinate.
And they're irritated.
But you see what's going on. Like, two of them pull out their phones. They are mocking him at that point.
Yep. And he's by
getting
pulling out
attitude.
his phone, people think of that as an aggressive gotcha move at this point.
It is. I mean, you pull that, you do that, and people don't like. Nobody likes that phone.
Yeah.
No matter what the situation is, right? It doesn't matter if you're having a good conversation with somebody. It's so weird. So the question is, who's the asshole? Is it the man or the agents?
Well, like all of these questions, it's usually not 100% somebody, but if I'm picking, I am picking the agents because they are mocking him. I mean, they're making fun of him. They're teaming up to humiliate him. I think he probably has come off a little bit better than he deserves to be with some of the context you've provided. Like, he's not quite as innocent and helpful as he's making himself out to be publicly. But if I own the airline or I'm in charge, you can't get to a place where the agents are teaming up and laughing and mocking and filming back. So if I have to pick, I pick them.
Andrew?
Yeah, how about, can I say that they are the a-holes, the agents are the a-holes, but he's in the wrong? Like, you know what you're getting into when you go to an airport, right? I mean, at this point, if you show up late to a flight and you don't get put on that flight, that's on you. So, like, I understand, like, this guy made the mistake. He's in the wrong.
He's late.
They're the assholes for the way they're treating him. They could treat him better.
Yep.
I don't know what happened before the camera started rolling, but he's in the wrong.
Andy has provided more context than I had.
Yeah.
He's not quite as innocent as he's made himself.
What do you think, Scott?
I think there are times when you should make a principled stand, and this is not one of them.
Times where you just want to get on the plane.
This is $25. You can be as pissed off as you want to be. Just eat it, get on the plane, file a customer service complaint afterwards. They might even forgive the $25 if you want to go through that rigmarole. But I don't care. I showed up this late. I'll pay $25, honestly.
Do you think this was all avoidable if he just paid the $25? Was it,
Yes.
Andy, if he had just paid the $25 to begin with?
I think it's all avoidable if he doesn't pull his phone out, because then I think they do take his $25. Yep. I think it's dumb that there's a $25 late fee. And these agents aren't seeing that $25.
No.
So why are they putting up the fight? Now, I can also understand, though, that those agents put up with so much. I mean, people are obnoxious at the airport. And you can kind of understand it's really stressful. I mean, there's no stress like travel stress. So he's annoyed, but he's there late, which, I don't know. I've been in that position before, and you just kind of have to go along with it. But I will say this before we're finished with this. So Frontier has fired these two agents.
Wow.
And they have refunded the man's money.
So Frontier is voting agents on this. Or you don't fire them. You stand up for them.
Yeah, I think they think that they went too far. It's their dumb
policy. They did
policy.
go too far. They did go too far.
They did. But now, I mean, when they fire them, they have to also kind of re-examine the policy and say, are we putting these agents in this position where they're going to, draw the ire of people who are just a little bit late?
Yeah. Yep.
And can still get on the plane. If you can't get on the plane, you can't get on the plane. If you still have time to get on the plane, you should get them on the plane.
It's interesting.
He paid for the ticket.
And the only reason there was a situation where somebody could be an asshole in this situation is because it's so hard to get on a damn plane, which makes the true assholes the pilots of the 9/11 planes.
Well, not the pilots, the hijackers.
The hijackers. Yeah,
well,
not
they
the
became
pilots.
they
took over the
adorned
cockpit.
themselves as pilots.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's your more, everybody.
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Scott, go get
allegedly.
You're right. Yes.
Scott, go get yourself a Confluence.
He doesn't.
Oh, he doesn't drink?
Like beer.
No, I'm just gonna go home now.
Oh.
I gotta go home. I got more work
look
to do.
at that.
All right. Well, it is
you
time
have to
for
take
the
this.
No.
Andrew
You
Downs.
may
I'll
have
have
just
a
bought
cheers.
you a beer.
Cheers. Who did?
You're talking over me. Both
I
of you. Stop
apologize.
it. It's time for the Andrew Downs audio drop of the day. We call it the AD Squared.
Yeah, it's powered by Game Day Men's Health. I go to the one in Ankeny, which is literally right there. You can see it from where we're sitting here in the Prairie Trail neighborhood of Ankeny. You can also find them in West Des Moines and University, North Liberty on the eastern side of the state. It is Friday, so some parental advisory is necessary. None of these bleeps are necessary. It's all innocent conversation.
Oh, no.
But I have made you, I bleep things to make you hear things that aren't actually being
Some
said.
nice people here, too.
Yeah,
What
sorry,
you hear is
everybody.
on you. It's not on us. It's this week in Iowa, unnecessary censorship.
The Saturday game is against the Mystics, so in that game, Lucy Olson and Caitlin Clark could be f***ing each other at times. So that's kind of cool for Hawkeye fans.
You're like, could you take this guy? And he reaches over like with this really strong grip on my.
You were a little bit scared,
Mackenzie. How do you feel about female f***ing? Do you like it more, less, the same?
I don't care for it.
Do you like it less than men f***ing? Would you rather watch two men f*** each other in the face than two women?
Of course I would. Yeah.
Sexist.
Everybody's trying to jump on top of a shot or a pass or do anything. Just throw your at the puck and somehow touch it so it goes across the blue line.
Bryce's mother and his brother Bruce coming over and bringing me the cookbook. It's a whole thing of recipes, and they're all
We were like at that point where we had been out all day, and we just ordered everything. Like the whole table was full of food and beers and ass.
Wow. AD, what were they talking about on Overthinking?
Fighting.
Yeah,
they're talking UFC fights over the weekend.
You got a little bit too good at that. Quickie poll results presented by WCI Pools and Spas.
Let's see.
Pop those up there.
All right, we have a poke vote.
Of these sports-related interests, which is most interesting about the new Pope?
Jeez, this is close.
White Sox fan, not a Cubs fan, Villanova Hoops fan, or probably a Bears fan?
White Sox fan.
White Sox fan is the leader with 29% of the vote, followed by probably a Bears fan, not a Cubs fan, Villanova Hoops fan.
Jeez, that was a four-way split there. Let's get to the ghosts.
The stupid quickie poll, do you believe in ghosts? No, says 60-40 no. Wow,
60-40. Okay. Well, yeah, that is. Boy, we've had a good time. Still having a good time out here on a perfect day in Grimaldi's. We're joined by Zach Baldwin here of Grimaldi's. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you guys for having me.
Thanks for having us. This is great. We appreciate it. Gosh, we keep sending people here with $50 gift cards. Are you tired of that yet?
Not at all. Not at all. We appreciate it. We appreciate you spreading the word about us and getting people to come out and see its space, and it's worked out great for us. So thank you guys.
Okay, maybe you can clear this up. We've speculated over this a number of times. We're talking about Grimaldi's. Where do you get coal to fire your ovens? Can you buy coal like at Mills Fleet Farm or something?
So you can buy coal, but not the coal that we use. So we use only anthracite coal, and that comes from Pennsylvania. So there's just one spot in Pennsylvania that we get our coal from. So we ship it here directly. When we first opened,
does it come on a train? Seems like coal should always come on a train.
I imagine it does come in a train. If they run out of gas,
you go down to the train station and
get it back in. So it is pretty funny. So the first time we opened, when we ordered our coal, it wasn't going to get in here time for opening. So we had to figure out where we're going to get our coal at. And the only
you can't be using like Kingsford charcoal or something as a
you can't.
substitute.
And there's not even anything close to a substitute around here. So we had to find coal, and the only place in Iowa that also sells coal is just a little Amish blacksmith about 2 hours north.
That's great.
Yeah, so we had to drive north. It's some Amish blacksmith that just makes wagon wheels.
And coal.
Eli Yoder sold us some coal.
Apparently, it needs to be really hot to make those wheels.
It's not just a gimmick. It's coal, fire, brick oven, pizza.
It's not just a gimmick. Yeah, that's our heat source. So
yeah, you run out of coal, you can't just throw in like some wood from the backyard or something. You have to just stop.
That's right. We're pretty out of luck.
How long does it take to learn to toss the pizza dough all around?
Oh, man.
They make it look easy.
They do. It takes probably about at least a week to be able to just do it.
Can you do it?
I can do it, but not as well as some of these guys in here. So I think it would take you about at least 6 months to a year to really, be able to throw it and bounce it and do all the tricks. So it takes a lot of reps.
So how much is useful and how much is just like showing off for the customers? Like what's
it's all just showing off.
It really is.
Yeah, I mean, when you throw it, it does really spread it out and make it bigger. It's a lot easier, but you can get it that way from just tossing it. But yeah, it's more for the show.
So I hear that you guys got the idea to bring Grimaldi's to Iowa from actually visiting the original one in Brooklyn and just thinking, man, this is good. I want to bring this here. Is that right?
Yeah. So the first time we ever had Grimaldi's is in Brooklyn, my family and I, and I have a little sister, and we were waiting in line because we'd heard about this spot, and any day you go there, just a big line out the door down the street. So we're waiting in line, and the owners come out.
It's like under the Brooklyn Bridge, right?
Yep, it's under the Brooklyn Bridge. They say it's the pizzeria that made the Brooklyn Bridge famous.
I like the ego.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's good. That's good confidence.
So we were waiting in line, and the owner comes out and said, "Kids don't wait in line," and grabbed us because we had my sister with us and brought us right in front. And
You
we're
didn't
like,
have
wow.
a beard back then.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I was also younger as well, but yeah, you can bring the pizza in. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to stand in the way.
So, we thought this was great customer service, and then they brought us the pizza, and it was amazing as well. So that was a great experience. And then a few years later, they go to Scottsdale, and there's one in Scottsdale, and they have the same experience: great pizza, great customer service.
I've been to that one.
Yeah, and so they really thought, wow, this is something that I wish I could enjoy more often. So, and that's how the adventure went to, reach out to them, contact them, and ultimately bring it here.
I noticed on the patio you got some really good-looking people out here today. Is that every Friday? Just the best-looking people around just show up?
I think that's every day. Yes.
Yeah.
It's an Iowa thing, I believe.
Gosh, how about the weather?
Oh man, do you have the location in West Des Moines over in West Glen as well? I've seen you over there too. You have to go back and forth.
I do. So I live kind of in the middle. I'm in Windsor Heights, so I can get back and forth with reasonable time. So.
All right, so you have a lot of. I'm team hot honey pepperoni.
Yes.
Jesus, so dang good.
Oh yeah.
What's your favorite?
I would say our chef selections. That's my favorite too. But I like to add
What's
ricotta.
on that?
It's double the pepperoni, so extra pepperoni, and then we have hot honey. And we use the extra hot honey too, so it's extra as the pizza.
The Mike stuff.
Yes, it's everywhere.
He's picked the same thing as I picked.
Yeah,
see, I know my pizza, Andy. You're making fun of me earlier.
Dude, I love that pizza. It works. It's not something I would have ever thought to put on pizza. Is honey.
It's good.
Add ricotta next time you have it. It's even better.
Do you have like an Iowan pizza where they put ranch on it?
Yeah, well, we do have ranch, and I think every table just orders ranch. The conservator can just kind of assume that they're going to get a side of ranch, but.
How did that start in Iowa? I'm fascinated by the side of ranch.
Yeah. So all the other Grimaldis, they have ranch.
Do you guys have ranch on tap?
Thank you.
Here,
we should. That's a great idea.
somebody just orders a glass of ranch.
Andy, this one has
tomatoes, banana peppers.
And huge fan.
Red onions.
That's our seasonal pizza right now. It's our Italian hero.
Oh,
so that's our spring one, and then at the beginning of June we have our newest seasonal coming out, which is going to be pepperoni, pineapple, and hot honey.
Do you think you'll come out with anything in honor of the Pope?
The Pope and a pizza.
Yes.
Who did that? Guido Sarducci did that. What is it like? The design, like that Pope faces on the pizza.
Oh yeah.
That was so funny.
I saw last night on Foul, and they're like, NBC's already capitalizing Chicago Pope.
We'll just use holy water to make the dough.
Yeah, I could do that.
Well, Zach, thank you very much for having us out here. Thanks for being a sponsor of our podcast. We truly appreciate it. This has been a lot of fun. I think we've heard so many good things from people who win the contest and get to try Grimaldi's for the first time. We certainly saw a lot of photos from them.
I love seeing the photos. Everybody coming in and having a good time, bringing their kids. So it's been great for us as well.
Well, you guys have been great partners.
Yeah, thanks, Zach. Appreciate it. All right, as you would expect, the show is now ending because these pizzas showed up. Man, they look great. Thank you for supporting local media here, and be sure to check out the merch store where Andy's hat is for sale, courtesy of Andrew Downs and AKC Marketing. If you get a chance, please like, review, and subscribe on whatever platform you found us. And we're back Monday. Have a great weekend. We hope you're back with us Monday, too.